Hello there and welcome to another Matilda talk. Today's talk is entitled If You See Sid. Those viewers who are old enough to remember may recall the 1986 campaign that the British government ran to privatise the gas industry. They took the state-owned British Gas and sold shares in it to the general public, and the idea was that you could buy just a few or hundreds, it doesn't matter whatever you could afford, and we'd all speculate and make a fortune. Nice concept. Now, that was the start of the privatisation of the UK gas industry, and the idea was that we'd all benefit from this by taking that industry, allowing it to become deregulated, so little companies could get involved and sell gas and eventually electricity to Joe Public, and if they could buy enough gas or electricity in bulk from the providers and sell it on to enough consumers, they'd all make a profit, and they could pass the pricing savings that they make onto their end users. Fine, nice concept. However, one slight flaw, and the main flaw in this whole process was the fact that you cannot control the cost of a barrel of oil. You cannot control the cost of producing electricity, not completely. So the companies only made a profit if they could buy oil or energy at a cheap enough price. Now, when the sources of this oil and the energy start to say, well, no, prices are getting higher, so we're going to have to charge more, the margins, the profit margins get smaller and smaller, which is why we've seen so many little energy companies going bust recently. And it's always the poor and the vulnerable that pay. If you're a pensioner and on a fixed income, no job, no way to bring in more money, there's only so much you can do with your limited income. These people are being faced with, as many of us are, hundreds of pounds rise in their annual utilities costs. And this is untenable. It's untenable for families who are working. It's certainly untenable for families and pensioners who aren't working. The vulnerable, the people who need the energy to keep warm. Fine, if you're young, you can put on a jumper, you can put on more clothes, you can go for a run, you can eat more food, you can do things to stay warm, even if your house is freezing. Fine. But what if you aren't that way? What if you aren't that well? What are you going to do? So I'm furious that the government's left these people out in the cold, pun not intended, and not given them any proper protection. Now, we have had caps on the prices of energy, up to a point. And so energy companies haven't been able to go above a certain price. But that price was very, very high. It was still very easy for the cost of gas and electricity to be way beyond the purse of the average pensioner. Are we doing well? We're not doing well. So over the coming months, I aim to be doing a bunch of videos to cover ways that we can all, no matter what your age, no matter what your ability, ways we can all save money, ways that we can all do more with less. Because Lord knows, the government isn't there for you, so you might as well be there for yourself. I hope you can join us. See you later.